Welcome to the Heidi Thorne Show. I'm your host, Heidi Thorne, and in this podcast, I share my real-world self-publishing and small business experience with you. Before we get started, I just want to remind you to like, comment, share, follow, and subscribe. Now let's get on with today's show. An obviously new author in an author group on social media asked if opting into the KDP Select program on Kindle Direct Publishing would affect paperback sales. Well, yes, it can. Here's how. KDP Select is a promotional program offered to self-published authors who self-publish on Kindle Direct Publishing from Amazon. Most importantly, it requires that the enrolled book title be exclusive to Amazon and Kindle Direct Publishing. Each enrollment period is 90 days, and authors can choose to have enrollment automatically renewed. It affords authors the opportunity to promote their books using free Kindle book promotions and Kindle countdown deals. With free Kindle book promotions, authors may offer their Kindle ebooks for free on Amazon up to 5 days per enrollment period. Or authors could choose to run a Kindle countdown deal, also up to 5 days per enrollment period. With countdown deals, the price of each Kindle ebook could start at a very low price at the beginning of the promotion period, with prices inching upward in selected increments until at the end of the promotion, it goes back to the full retail price. So these can be valuable ebook marketing tools. Authors are often more interested in the KDP Select benefit of having their Kindle ebooks enrolled in the Kindle Unlimited program. Kindle Unlimited is a subscription reading program where readers can pay a monthly fee and they're able to access up to 10 Kindle ebooks per month, at least currently. As an incentive to participate, Amazon offers authors a share of royalties from a global fund that Amazon has designated for these royalty payouts. Royalties are based on the number of pages read by a Kindle Unlimited member on the first opening of the ebook. No royalties are paid for pages read after the reader closes the book, even if they return to read more pages later. All three of these promotional benefits sound great in theory. In practice, I have found that they can affect book sales, both of print books and ebooks. The biggest problem with free Kindle book promotions is that they are usually used by freebie readers. When I've done these promotions, I gave away many copies during the promotion period, only to see sales return to the usual pace immediately after. I've also noticed that no additional reviews were received during or after the promotion period. Remember that people who get access to your ebook for free will not buy your ebook. Why should they? They already got it. So using this KDP Select promotional program can affect your actual book sales, though you have to wonder whether freebie readers would have purchased your book if it wasn't free. I would also question whether these free ride readers would be inclined to share your book with their friends on social media or elsewhere. My guess is that they wouldn't do either. I have tried Kindle countdown deals on a few occasions. I've never found them to increase sales. Under KDP Select, your title is already available to readers who are Kindle Unlimited members, so a countdown deal doesn't offer those Kindle Unlimited readers any major cost savings. Your book is also not an item where readers are anxious to get a good deal if they are actually deciding to purchase the title. I've offered countdown deals on peak sales days such as Black Friday, which resulted in no additional sales. But I think the overall lesson is that most self-published books are not high-demand products on sites like Amazon. So time-bound sales periods are not drivers of sales. So how does Kindle Unlimited in particular affect book sales? I have done a deep dive analysis of how Kindle Unlimited reads have impacted my book sales. I did the analysis based on the number of KENP Kindle Edition normalized pages, page reads, divided it by the number of KENP pages in my ebook to determine how many full books would have been sold. If you want to learn how to do this analysis for your own books, I share it in my Udemy course, How to Sell Your Self-Published Book on Amazon. This is not a perfect analysis since when you make a regular sale of a book, the reader pays for the whole book, even if they just read a few pages. Because it is impossible to tell whether the reported KENP page count in your KDP reports is one or many readers reading the book, I figured this calculation would provide a more conservative estimate. So here's how many book sales I've lost to Kindle Unlimited reads. I just have to look at the numbers for my KENP reads for one of my books that I sell a lot of on Amazon, which is Swag, How to Choose and Use Promotional Products for Marketing Your Business. So in 2020, I had 625 page reads. There are 148 KENP pages in that book. And that would have been roughly equivalent to 5 book sales. In 2021, I had 276 KENP reads. Again, dividing that by 148 KENP pages, that would have been equivalent to 2 book sales. Now you can look on your KDP Reports beta and you can see month to month how many KENP page reads you have per title. It's so much easier than it used to be looking at these KENP page reads. So thank you, Amazon, for these KDP Reports beta. And that was just for one title. So let's look at my overall loss of sales due to KDP Select and Kindle Unlimited. I have several titles on Kindle Direct Publishing. I figured in 2020, I lost 26 book sales. In 2021, I lost 21 book sales. So yes, you can lose book sales by being in KDP Select and Kindle Unlimited. Compounding the issue is that your Kindle Unlimited royalties are a share of a global royalty pool. So the price of your book does not impact your Kindle Unlimited royalties. You get the same royalty per page that more or less expensive books receive. You also receive the exact same royalty per KENP page read that every other author does. The Amazon Global Fund also changes from month to month. So there is no set per page royalty, making it really difficult to forecast these royalties. On top of that, these page reads can swing wildly from month to month. When I looked at my one particular title, Swag, it would go from maybe a couple page reads a month up to maybe 150 the next, so it just does swing wildly. So why do I keep many of my titles in KDP Select? You would think that if I haven't received much positive profitable benefit from being in KDP Select and the Kindle Unlimited program, I would pull my books out of it. But I keep most of my titles enrolled primarily for inclusion in Kindle Unlimited. I realize that evolving reading and content consumption trends favor subscription programs over sales. So while I don't make as much in royalties and profits, I want to be where people are consuming content in a way that they want to consume it. As authors, we need to get out of the book unit sales mentality and adjust our offerings to meet the demands of changing content consumption habits. I hope you found that helpful, and if you did, please rate, review, and subscribe to The Heidi Thorne Show on whatever podcast app you like to use. I'm on all the major ones, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you like the YouTube video better, you just have to subscribe to my Heidi Thorne YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell so that you get an alert when a new video is up. I would appreciate it if you would share either the audio or the video with your friends on social media. My self-published books, as you might guess, are on Amazon, Audible, and Apple Books. All you have to do is go to one of those sites, type in my name, Heidi Thorne, and a list of all available titles will come up. If you'd like to connect with me, my website is HeidiThorne.com. Thank you so much for listening and for your support. I'll look forward to talking with you again in the next episode, and in the meantime, have a great day.